Hello, this is Megan, Just Run Knit, and I'm recording a mini-sode about, in Minnesota no less, about my road to Rhinebeck. First stop on the road to Rhinebeck is packing for Rhinebeck. And so I'm going to show you some of the items that I've decided to bring along, perhaps as a guide to anybody that's doing their first time packing, or just as a informational the craziness that is knitters packing for a huge knitting event. I'm coming to you from my dining room slash yarning room, as my youngest has coined it. I'm going to flip the camera around here and give you a look. So it's not hard to understand why my youngest calls this the yarning room. My stash is semi-neatly stored in totes. There's a Sully scene stealing. And then I have some cabinets here that are primarily stuffed with knitting items. There's a couple of shelves in there that aren't knitting related. There's my Buy Oofta sign. But anyway, I'm going to focus primarily what's on the table here. And the first step in Rhinebeck, Rhinebeck packing is the knitwear. There's other clothes that come and toiletries and whatever, but it's really about what you're going to be wearing. And so here, let me get some good lighting. This was my last minute design and knit. It is a sweater yet to be named that I knit out of Prairie DK. The Brown Sheep Company's it's not rustic. I would say it's very soft to touch compared to other 100% wool, non-superwash items that I've knit with. But it's a chevron motif that you're going to see in multiple things on the table and that I'm wearing. I kind of hemmed and hawed about the hem. Ha 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 ha. Maybe that's why they call it the hem. But that was ultimately how I ended up finishing it. It kind of looks a little bit like corrugated ribbing, but it's very much in that same kind of slipped garter motif. Absolutely love the colors. This is Lost Lake and I'm not getting a very good lighting because this is actually in the sun. But absolutely love it. I'll post pictures out on, and it's backlit on Instagram as well. But there's the sweater that I'm going to be wearing. I knit a coordinating hat that, well, actually I'm going to be wearing multiple sweaters. That one will probably be Saturday. Coordinating hat. And you'll see in my works in progress, I've also got a pair of mittens that are matching. I can't decide which one I want to wear because this one is super pretty with that variegated versus the solid. It's going to be a little warm or a little cold, and I'm going to want to be warm on Saturday for sure, possibly rain. So I'm going to bring my full circle shawl. I've been wearing this as not only a shawl, but also for outerwear. With that hole, it's really easy to stall. It's very easy to wear. Style was the word I was looking for. And it wraps around so my neck will stay nice and cozy. If there is a cooler day, and again, you're going to laugh, this is way too much knitwear to be bringing on what is ultimately a 2-day, 3-day if you're going to Indie Untangled, which I am, and going to try to stop by Needles Up. But this is my Down the Road and Back Again, which has got that similar chevron motif on the edge and are the interlocking arrows, and it's out of DK. This is out of 3 Irish Girls, and then this one is a kit that's available out on Copper Corgi, and this alpaca and silk is so drapey and so radiant and so wonderful. Of course, you've always got to have a couple of pairs of socks. I'm bringing my swing lefts that are in 2 colors. My slip size splash, my partying up and getting down, and then the skews that I knit last year on the trip, just for memory's sake. I'll probably grab a few other socks, but 4 seemed like a, a reasonable number at the time. If you see me at Indie Untangled on Friday, I will be wearing my Sheer Fun top. I'm going to stop by and do a little impromptu modeling at the Leading Men Fiber Arts booth and say, oh, look at, I designed this with Leading Men Fiber Arts in their minis. And again, that's got a yarn held single and a marl with it held double for kind of a sheer effect. And then I'm also, in addition to my Saturday sweater, I think I'm going to bring my Sunset Highway. I knit this last year, again, kind of like the socks at Rhinebeck last year. And so it's kind of a commemorative thing. So if you laugh at the amount of knitwear that I'm bringing, I think you're going to laugh even more at the amount of knitted items I'm bringing, because I'm going to have infinite amount of time to knit, right? Lots of travel time, lots of sitting and chatting with friends. So this is the mitt that's in those same colors. I'm just working on the thumb gusset on that. So it's going to, it's an extreme close-up. It's going to expand out there, and then eventually I'm going to have my hand. Again, that's in Prairie Sprung DK. It's Lost Lake, and then I can't remember what the gray is. Anyway. I'm also bringing my Sock the Vote from Annie Light. I just saw on Instagram that I won't be seeing her, which is a major bummer. But I will be bringing my Harvey Milk inspired You Gotta Give 'Em Hope colorway and knitting some socks in my Sock the Vote bag. Absolutely love that graphic, and then the sock interior is so much fun. I've got my bag that coordinates with my full circle shawl from Jan Smiley. Again, kind of as a memory, because I met Jan for the first time. I knew of her online, and we were online friends prior to that, but actually saw her at the first Rhinebeck that I went to, and this is going to be my 5th year, if that's not crazy. Crazy, crazy. Okay, so all the yarn. In case I feel like I need another accessory with with that motif, and then I'm planning on working on a 2-color sock design, and I can't make up my mind. I've got the Suburban Stitcher in the Camp ZK and Blurple colorways, and then I've got Leading Men Fiber Arts in the Metamorphosis and Seaweed colorways. So probably could do multiple, well, each of these would do two pairs of 2-color socks, as with this. So that's a bit crazy. And then if I just want to go into skew my vanilla sock mode, I brought some 716 knit. I'm going to see Jenna there. I believe this is about petrified hamsters, and it's one of her HXC self-stripings. I got some stitch markers to take along. My cute woodland animals in sweaters project bag from the Fat Squirrel, which I will probably see and be enabled to buy a bag for at Needles Up. And then the rest is just kind of some extras. So if you see me on Saturday or Sunday, please stop me. I bought a super inexpensive from Amazon jump ring kit and some charms, some leaf charms. So there's a bunch of different styles in here. That one. There's some silver ones in there as well. I thought I had ordered a bunch of silver ones, but got kind of a mixed bag. So a business card from me and a cute little stitch marker. Maybe if I get to a grocery store, there'll be a piece of candy in there, but I'm not planning on taking that onto the airplane, carrying it on with me. I don't know, I've never done stitch markers before, but I was super intimidated in the past, and it was super simple. I made about 300, I believe, in the span of like an hour and a half. I think it took longer to actually stuff them into the plastic bags with my business card. But again, make sure you stop by and say hi, say you know me from Instagram, or just that you're a friendly knitter. I'd love to give you a card and stitch marker. I also have, I'm not going to look at these too in depth, but I've got little gifts for all of my awesome housemates. I would highly recommend finding a large group to go with to kind of split a Airbnb or a VRBO because I'm staying in a house with 12 people and it's super affordable. I'm, as you heard probably a little earlier, coming down with a cold, so I'm taking those. I've got some Chalk Zeros, new sugar-free chocolate that I'm going to try and share, some gum. So this was all just random stuff that I've got sitting here that I want to remember to take. My Lavishay lotion bar, because your hands can kind of get dried out. Sugar-free, unsweetened almond milk, because everywhere I go, even Starbucks, Caribou have sweetened almond milk, and I'm still on my low sugar journey. I've got my Metro card, because I'm going to have a stint in New York City. My big ol' the Silver Shed USA sling bag that fits so much stuff in it, and I always get so many nice compliments about this kind of faux print motif, and then the inside is pearls. Isn't that fun? So bringing that one out, it's an oldie but a goodie, but absolutely love it. And then last but certainly not least, make sure that you hide the evidence. So I got some lavender loon yarn today in the mail. She had a very generous coupon out on her Instagram, and I just fell in love with these nups, this tweedy stuff from her. So I saw she had a wide variety, and I was looking at possibly combining them. So I was good and got home and was able to hide the evidence. Hopefully didn't schedule too many more yarn deliveries while I was gone. But wouldn't that be fun as something either combined or maybe two of them together? But Sam got those in the mail super fast, and I'll be seeing her at India Entangled as well. But make sure that purchases are tucked away. That is the items that I have laid out on my dining room table to pack with me at Rhinebeck. Just a mental kind of pile making that I've created thus far. I take off tomorrow and have to do a command center stint tonight for work. But heading to New York City tomorrow, taking the train on Friday, and then let the shopping and knitting fun begin. Again, make sure that you say hello to me if you're watching this and you will be going to Rhinebeck. And shoot me any questions. I'd love to answer. I also hope to be able to do one on the road, depending on whether I can get data or network. It may be live, or it may be recorded and then just posted. But the road to Rhinebeck packing is this mini-sode, and then the road to Rhinebeck will be a few little follow-ons. So thanks for joining me. And as the sign that you saw said, bye, oofta.